For a private members club, a building's one aspect, and it's a people business. So we did what we could to continue the fellowship of our members, whether that be having them meet or have events at local golf clubs or hotels, or just keep them with that connection. While we had everybody in the room, we said, right, our builder has excess capacity, can we have an accelerated works program paid for by the insurer, at extra cost to the insurer, but that will reduce the business interruption claim for the insurer. We will be up and running, and let's go. Making that decision early, because in the insurance world, the old adage is claims don't get better with time. The best thing we did was to earthquake strengthen the building. There were some very bold moves made to sell the land and reinvest and really maintain this building. If we hadn't have taken those decisions, where that building work was done in 2007, we would have had fatalities. So financially, we're now in very good health, but that's because we've made quite bold decisions. And we were one of the first, and certainly one of the more significant heritage buildings to be totally refurbished and fully operational post-earthquake. That planning and prevention, and it's all back to risk management. And insurance is the last sort of thing you can do. It's about making sure that you've mitigated all those risks as best you can.
We were, in a way, fortunate to have the December earthquake. That's a terrible thing to say, but it was actually on the day of a race meeting. So we had public, we had functions, we had horses. You know, we had sort of the whole gamut of what could happen on perhaps a smaller race day. So we were able to test the policies that we'd put in place in real life. And as always, you find, you know, there is still improvements to make, and there will always be improvements to make. But I think just testing, even testing your computer backups. We'd had evacuation procedures. We'd had the standard. We've certainly made those a lot more robust. Get everybody involved in those business continuity, so everybody does realise, because you have to put together a pack that if the people that know the business are not available, somebody else can pick it up and look at it and know who the plumber is, who the electrician is, you know, or another plumber or another electrician can look at some plans and know what to do. And I think getting those contractors involved in the process as well is invaluable. On race meetings, we don't rely on cell phones at all. We have RTs around the place, so we can all contact each other, because that was obviously a big failure. To have robust health and safety and business continuity policies in place, and to review them, to practice and test them, you know, that is a big thing. And just look after your staff, I think. Make sure that they are comfortable to go home and that they're given support if they need.
It was madness. We saw things that stick in your brain, that it was like a bomb had gone off. I remember us thinking, okay, well, we're closed for a few months. We're going to be closed for a few months. This is big. And prior to me joining when I did, it was there was some really splendid decisions that were made for the theatre on the replacement value of what it would be if anything happened. And largely all you were thinking about was fire or flood, nothing else. You weren't thinking of earthquake. We had stock insurance, obviously public liability insurance for any show that comes through anyway. But the fundamental, most important part of that was the business interruption insurance that we put in place. On that day in February, we thought, okay, probably we'll be closed for a year and a half maybe. We had 3 years. The scary thing from the beginning was actually wondering whether the business could even survive. Interruption insurance was vital. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't be here.
We were a bit of a problem child, because we were one of the few businesses, I guess, that were actually able to get up and relocate between the earthquakes. So we basically had 2 claims on the table and nowhere to go, and it was about trying to work out what was what, really. Increased cost of working insurance in between the 2 earthquakes. That was $70,000 worth of value in terms of helping us shift and remodel some of the sites. So that was very, very helpful as well. We had 18 months. Thank God we did. The whole package allowed us to actually stand back from the event, and the business income Insurance was a godsend. That just gave us the comfort to be able to stand back from the whole event and take a deep breath, knowing that the bills were going to be paid, and we could then refocus on what our strategy was to get out and start again. So at the time when you're paying the premium, you might think it's a painful and perhaps useless exercise because it won't happen, but the day it does happen, those premiums, the cost of those premiums become a distant memory. If you want surety and you want comfort and you want to mitigate risk, insurance is the way to go.